myself. All right, I'm online with my son Killian in Germany, and he's working through this tutorial on the use of Audacity, and he has pointed out to me that Audacity is not intuitive at all and that I should show how I go about working with Audacity, which in text form in the tutorial doesn't make a lot of sense. You only need to see it in order to, let me just make sure this is working. Yeah. You need to.
Yes, I see your screen
Oh
now.
wait, that was an old one. So what's going on here? That's weird. I thought I'd erased that. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so I am recording. Okay. So let's just say that you are working in Audacity. Let me start out with a blank. Let's start with a new one and get rid of that old one. Eliminate that. A couple of things that you can do right out the bat. You can go to Audio Setup over here. You can go to Recording Device and make sure that the recorder, the microphone that you want to use, is selected. And when you have that, if you just start recording, then as you can see, then it's going to start putting down a track, and you see the waveform coming like that. So let's just let that go for a few seconds so that we have a recording that we can work with, and then we will try to trim out the So now I'm going to hit stop, and there is my recording. When I put the cursor, and the cursor is really funny here, but when I put the cursor up there, it immediately starts playing, and that's somewhat annoying. If you want to start in specific spaces, don't place your cursor up in the timeline, because that'll just start it playing. I mean, the space bar, by the way, starts and stops it. Put the cursor inside, but be careful because there's all these different places where it will change things. See how the cursor is moving up and down, and as I go up over this gray part, gray-white part, it turns into a stretchy amplitude changer, and it inserts points that you can work with. And that's great. If you put it up in there, you can grab those points and you can do all sorts of cool fades and stuff. In fact, anywhere where you click where it turns into those two white arrows is an audio point where you can do that. And that's great for when you want to fade out at the end. You might want to put a point there and a point there, grab this point, and then that becomes a fade out. You can grab it and pull it so you can fade out over a certain amount of time. So that's important to know. So you can move stuff around. So when you, as I said, when you move your cursor up to the top, okay, it turns into a grab hand. And so you can come in here, as I said, click in here and go all the way up to Edit, Audio Clips, Split, and do that. Or you can place your cursor wherever you like and hit Control-I, and that does the same thing. So again, it's Edit, Audio Clips, Split, but it tells you under here that Control-I is what you use. In Blender, it's K for the knife tool. Don't ask me why Audacity uses Control-I, but you can do that, Control-I, and you can then grab these clips by moving the cursor up. So you really have 3 or 4 different actions that happen when you hover your cursor over a clip. In the middle of it is where you can click and then do your cutting. Up where the gray changes from light gray to dark gray, you can put in handle points, which you can use to change the volume or the amplitude of the waveform. As you can see, you can slide those around. Up at the top is where it turns into a hand, so you can move the thing. And down at the bottom is just for stretching out the track. Up here in the track, you can also come in for some precision and hit the cursor. The problem is it does scrolling and scrubbing when you do there, and that can confuse you. So if you just want to get it in a place, then use your space bar, come in and do it in the center. You'll also see when you click on the center, this little hand that turns left and right. That is for dragging, selecting, drag selecting. So for example, when I do it here and I drag select, I can select all of that. It highlights in white, and then I hit delete, and I can delete that portion. Same if I want to, well, this whole thing I want to delete. So grab over it till it turns white, and then hit the delete key. Here I might want to just get that little empty space there, hit the delete. If I didn't like that, maybe I need to drag it out a little bit, but it seems like by hitting delete, I've lost it. Nope, can I grab it? Yeah, so be careful with that because I got rid of something. That's where you use your Control Z to go back. Maybe I only wanted to cut that much. Okay. So here I'm dragging it over, dragging it over, dragging it over. Maybe I want to get rid of this a little bit. What happens there is I just did a join without wanting to. I did a join right here, and if I hit Control Z, you'll see it was 2 different clips. That'll happen if you come over here and you click on that join area, it puts them together. It becomes one track again. So be careful that you don't do that if you don't want to do that. So once again, clicking here, hit join. Now it's one track with those parts cut out. And then when we want to play it from in here, or coming like that. So let's just let that go for a few seconds so that we have there's a I want to get rid of that. So I'm going to take that and delete it out. Recording that we can work with. If you want to split it, once again, you'd have that line and hit Control I, and then it splits it into different tracks. And one of the things